Is that stud coming?
I beg your pardon?
Sorry, couldn't resist. I mean, come on, it's Adolfo Jelly. Apart from Thunderball, that line is one of the things we're always going to remember him for. Anyway.
You let him get the better of you.
No! Det var så bevis! Det var han som kom der galt! No! No!
When it comes to all the other Bond villains who are subordinates to a bigger boss, Emilio Largo is the one villain you can easily picture taking over the organization, if he didn't have the misfortune of crossing 007. Emilio Largo is Spectre's second in command, and if you needed any proof of how dedicated he is to the organization, when we first meet him in the meeting and Blofeld electrocutes a colleague not 10 feet away from him, Largo just looks at the fireworks with cold indifference. I mean, man, I bet he's just a joy at the Spectre Christmas parties. While this is one of the first action movies to do the whole hold the world to ransom bit, the way we see it done here is still one of the best, and a lot of that credit goes to Largo's nigh-on meticulous planning of the operation. You get the impression that this whole thing obviously took years of planning, even down to having his deviously efficient right-hand woman Fiona Volpe seducing a target to study his mannerisms and quirks to relay the information over to a surgically made doppelganger, all in aid of one evening's work of infiltrating a military exercise in order to steal 2 nuclear warheads. You'd think it'd be enough to just take the warheads off the plane, but no. Largo even takes time to cover the plane in a camouflage net in shark-infested waters, and all of this goes off without a hitch. Now, it's one thing to be able to set up the pieces with no opposition, but when it comes to sparring with Bond, Largo is definitely up to the challenge. Bond has many close shaves with Largo throughout the movie, whether it be at the Baccarat table or at Largo's villa where he traps Bond in a shark tank. He can even take him on hand-to-hand as their rivalry culminates in an intense brawl at the helm of Largo's yacht, the Disco Volante, as it perilously speeds out of control through a reef. In lieu of the pandemonium, Largo actually gets the drop on Bond. He just makes the simple mistake of focusing on one enemy and not the other. Nevertheless, any enemy who has Bond at barrel's end and is mere seconds away from ending him is definitely one to be respected.